Hey everybody, this is Mike Kleanowitz coming to you live today from our studio here in Linthicum Heights. I'm with John Wald from Main Street Home Loans, and I wanted to talk to you today about some free money. So like if you're looking to buy a house, everybody loves to get free money. So I was talking to John, we had lunch a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about different things to discuss, and this grant program came up, and I was like, man, we got to talk to people about this and get the word out on the street about this, because I mean, it almost sounds too good to be true, to be honest with you. So if you're looking for some free money to be able to utilize to help with buying a home, you know, John's going to tell you all about this program that they got here at Main Street.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
So we got a lot of different products, right? So as a realtor, you probably get solicited all the time about program. And there are a lot of great products and programs out there. This is not the only product that you could get as a grant for down payment, but this is the best product. This product is called Federal Home Loan Bank, right? So Federal Home Loan Bank is a national institution where they take...
People call it FHLB.
FHLB,
right.
Yep. So where they take all their profit from that year, the way that their charter is written, and they give the profit back to the communities that they lend in. So, for example, they have a pot of money, right? And we are allowed to access that pot of money to give to a home buyer to purchase a property. Just last year alone, we helped 86 people buy a home with this product.
Wow.
Okay?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So they have two main products. One is called AHP, and the other one's called Workforce Plus. All right? So the AHP product, if you're anybody that works in a school system, as a first responder, as a hospital, as any institution such as that, right? And you could be the receptionist at a hospital for a doctor, and you could get up to $20,000.
$20,000?
$20,000 for down payment and closing costs.
Yeah.
Fully forgiven after 5 years. It gets forgiven at a 20% rate every single year.
Wow.
And after the fifth year, gone.
So you just live in the house for 5 years and it's free.
Correct.
Wow.
So you get up to $20,000.
I wish I would have known about this when I bought my house.
And if you are not in a first responder position-esque role, you could still get up to $17,500.
$17,500.
Yep.
Really?
That requirement.
And it's not just for first-time home buyers, right?
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
Okay. Well, because you said there was two different kinds.
Yep. So that product, the AHP, is specific for first-time home buyers. Okay. So
which is defined as never owning a home before.
No.
In the state of Maryland.
No.
Okay.
It's
so what's
defined as never owning a home, period, or haven't owned a home in the past 3 years on your tax returns.
3 years on tax returns.
So you could have owned 7 years ago,
right?
Sold it,
rented,
and rented for 5 years.
Moved back home with mom and dad.
Yeah. Or something could have happened and you're now not living there, or you haven't owned a home in 3 years, you could still access this.
Wow.
Which is an awesome product. So that's that product. Now, all of these products has very specific income restrictions, right? But generally, if you're a new teacher, you're going to meet that restriction, right? So for more information, you obviously could reach out to me or Mike at any time. But the other one is what's called Workforce Plus. That Workforce Plus is a great product. It allows you to get up to $15,000.
Wow.
Okay, you don't need to be a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. Again, income restriction. The income increases as your household increases. So if you're working and your wife's not working and you have 3 kids, then your income that you could qualify is a bigger threshold. Exactly. Mm-hmm. This grant is $15,000 and it's forgiven on day one.
Wow. So
you could live in that house day one, move out on day 2, which obviously we wouldn't recommend, but move out on day 2 and you don't owe that $15,000 back at all.
Right.
You don't need to be a first-time home buyer. Again, the hardest part with these products is just the income restriction,
and time, because the money doesn't last forever.
Correct.
So if you want to sit around and wait, and then it comes into late summer, early fall, the money's gone, so you don't get it. So you got to time this right. When usually does it come out every year about?
So that's a great question and great point.
Just because it's never too early to start planning. You know?
Because right now we have a pot, and the pot is getting dwindled. It's dwindling down, right? So I would say that.
And right now we're in, just for people who are watching,
in
whenever.
April 2025.
Right around tax time, right around April 15th.
Yep.
Right.
So that pot is dwindling down, right? I don't expect us to have Workforce Plus for very much longer. I do expect AHP to last for a few more months.
Okay.
For example, it comes out every February.
That's what I was going to say.
So the end of every February it comes out. So if you are planning, like, hey, I'm not buying a home now, but I'm definitely going to be buying a home in 2026, this is a good opportunity to have a conversation with. I won't know the income requirements for 2026 until they come out.
But it'll be around where it is now.
It's going to be roughly the same.
Probably a little more than what it is now.
Smidgen more.
So if we go off what it is now and you qualify, then you'll probably qualify.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
So it comes out, and we usually run out of all the money. Typically, I would say July, August-ish. So again, to Mike's point, it's not here forever, but I mean, you could literally buy a new home and only come to the table with $1,000.
Yes.
Because
I have someone right now.
Yeah.
He's a police officer, Baltimore County Police Department, and got my name from somebody at work, and he's like, "This is all I have to put in?"
Yeah.
Really? And for you agents out there, like, just to kind of understand how this works a little bit, you can actually like charge a little bit more on your buyer agency agreement too, because you're getting them more money. And not saying this money can be utilized, but if you get a seller credit, you could use part of the seller credit to pay your commission and make, instead of making 2.5, you can make 3. You can make 3.5. You know, if you know what you're doing, you know how to negotiate. So I'm just throwing it out to you. You know, there's ways to be creative with this stuff and still have your client come to the table with $1,000. Put down $1,000 deposit at time of contract, and you're done. Like, literally, you're done. You bought the house. Here's the keys. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
And he's buying, and it's like a $300,000 townhouse in Abingdon.
And there's no payback after you meet the time requirement. The interest rates are the same. You could apply it towards VA, which actually I forgot to mention. If you're a veteran, you get $20,000. You don't need to be working as a first responder. So if you're a veteran, you already have a great loan with 100% financing, no mortgage insurance.
Right.
But now I could get $20,000 that you could use towards your closing costs or put it down towards extra down payment and have a cheaper payment.
Right.
But the with regards
or buy
to
the rate down, maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
You got a lot of different options, but you don't need to be restricted to any particular loan type. It's VA, not USDA, but VA, conventional, and FHA you could apply to, which is what everybody's getting.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, great product.
Well, it's something to think about. You know, it's all about, you know, timing. It's all about planning. You know, this is planning, and it's never too early to start planning. So if you're seeing this video and it's October and you're like, man, I missed it. No, you didn't miss it. Just be patient. Stay where you are for a couple months. Let's start the process now. Start the conversations now. Get all our ducks in a row so that come February, you can be right on that with your taxes. Get them done quick. Get your refund, and then take $1,000 from that and get in the house for literally nothing out of your pocket.
Probably cheaper than rent.
It's gonna and then you get a buffer too, because when you buy, a lot of people don't think about this, but when you buy, you don't pay that first month's mortgage payment right away. It gets bumped down the road. So when you close on that, you skip a month. So if you're moving from a rental and you're like, well, I'm in a lease, I don't want to break my lease. Well, you know, hey, if you're going to get a free month anyway, I mean, maybe you can talk to your landlord and say, hey, I'm giving you my notice because I can have the money to break the lease now because I don't have to put out $25,000 to buy a house. So just something to think about. You know, if you time it right, if you're fed up where you are right now and you're ready for a new place to call home, you know, this is an option for you to really consider and think about. So thanks, John, for taking the time today. It's so important that if you see this or you know anybody out there who's a first-time buyer or just a buyer in general, you know, share this information with them. You know, we do this to try to educate the public and get people to understand why it's so important that there's opportunities out there to get free stuff. Like everybody says, well, all these people get free stuff and they don't work. Well, this is for people who actually do work, and you get free stuff. So, you'd be surprised how many people actually qualify for this.
Yes.
And it's a great program. So thanks for explaining it. I learned some stuff today too. I always think I know it all, but John always explains stuff to me and gets me to learn some stuff too. And that's good because I've been in the business 20 years. So, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, he did today. So anyway, thanks for taking time to watch this video. Like, share, comment, and hopefully we'll all be in touch with you soon.